race fans, and welcome back to the All-American ARCA Series here at the Kansas 200, presented by Open Group. My name's James Eastbury. The action is 1080p, 60 frames a second, as we get ready to send them out for race 12 of 14 of the season. Getting a little bit closer as things progress. We've got 134 laps, 85% fuel allotment, 3 additional sets of tires behind pit road, and 0 fast repairs. Thank you all so much for tuning in, supporting your drivers, supporting the broadcast, as well as supporting the league. It is good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, single car qualifying is underway, and it looks like Zach Rogers and the number 4 machine puts it on the top spot with a 31.69. Just about 15 seconds left in qualifying. Not sure if anybody's going to be able to dethrone the number 4 machine of Zach Rogers, so he's got to be feeling good here as we check in on Rhett Tucker in the 199. And that will do it here at qualifying. Zach Rogers putting it on the top spot here at Kansas. And let's get ready, ladies and gentlemen, to check out the grid here tonight. Starting on pole, Zach Rogers, the number 4 machine. Cody McCorkle starting second. We've got DJ Weeks Jr. starting third. Mike Husby starting fourth. Michael Vandermeed fifth on the grid. Finley Fitzsimmons starting sixth. Matthew Weeks starting seventh. We've got James SoundCloud Silver starting 8th. David Tooker starting 9th. Andrew McGonigal starting 10th. John Creedler starting 11th on the grid here tonight. Gareth McAllister, the world-famous Australian, starting 12th on the 888 machine. Casey Carrington starting 13th. Wyatt Nadel 14th on the grid. Tim Kennedy starts 15th. Robert Hill Jr. 16th. Alex Penn starting 17th. Kyle Hall starting 18th. We've got Brad Delph starting 19th. Justin Ray starting 20th. Greg Martin starting 21st. Radburn Shutter starting 22nd. Alex Carr starting 23rd. Rhett Tucker starting 24th. Let's cycle it back one final time. Jacob Fescannon starting 25th. We've got Kyle Green 26th. Greg Carr starting 27th. And Nick Terrell will round out the grid here tonight. 28 drivers coming out for this main event. And let's see who's going to bring it home on top after 134 laps. We've got Victoria Harper joining us here tonight. She's cheering on McGonigal. The number 94 machine starting 10th out here. Let's get ready to send them out. Zach Rogers, Cody McCorkle on the front row. But look at this, DJ Weeks Jr. on the inside line, right on the back of that number 4 machine. And we're hinting at some 3-wide action early on here tonight, as Husby, the number 6 machine, finds himself kind of stuck in the middle. Now, very interesting. Looks like Radburn Shutters, the number 5 machine, starting from pit road. Not sure if he had some sort of issue, but look at Mike Husby working the inside line. Now, I did have the opportunity to talk to a few drivers before today's main event, and for the most part, everybody's saying it's a high-line dominant track. But I don't think anybody's told Husby in that number 6 Canada dry-backed race car is he's staying committed to the inside line. Up front, Rogers, Weeks, side by side for the race lead. And Rogers going to hold on to it a little bit further. You can see at the top 10-15 starting to stretch down single file, while further back in the field is where all the excitement currently going on at. There's Matthew Weeks trying to move forward out of his 8th place spot, and the number 11, he's on the inside line, trying to snake past Silvers in the 17. Silvers has linked up with his teammate Michael Vandermeed. Those two drivers running 6th and 7th behind the flying Brit, Finley Fitzsimmons, who's put the 06 up into 5th so far. Going back up front, look at the advantage that Zach Rogers has been able to pull on Weeks in the 97 machine already. It's about a 4/10 gap, as Rogers does have one of the fastest laps of the session, a 31.76. Now Rogers, also your pole setter here tonight, so we know he's got that short sprint speed, but what's going to happen if this ends up being a green flag run? Will he be pushing too hard too early on? Or will he have the pace to keep rocking and rolling here? Now, we are expecting about 50 laps or so on fuel. Window is going to open up around lap 45. It's going to close on lap 55 for our drivers. As we go a little bit further back, this is Husby, McCorkle, Fitzsimmons linked up nose to tail in what may end up being a battle for third. Now McCorkle in that number 2 machine, he is down 2 spots from where he started. Husby in the easy to spot ginger ale bag number 6, he's only up 1 position. As, oh no, McCorkle in the wall. Hold on to it as Fitzsimmons looks to the inside line. Oh, McCorkle all sorts out of shape. That's going to allow Vandermeed by as the number 2 machines drop down to 6th. Silvers gains a position as well in the 17 machine. So McCorkle, not sure where the bobble came from. That is the absolute last thing that he wanted right now. That's going to make it now a 2-car battle. Husby has closed the gap up to DJ Weeks. Both Weeks and Husby running 2nd and 3rd, up 1 position, but they're about 6/10 behind Zach Rogers. Less than 9 points separating our top 5 drivers. 11 races into the season. We're now on our 12th here tonight at Kansas. Casey Carrington picked up 2 spots last week at Iowa to take over the points lead, but he's only 1 single point ahead of David Tooker. Matthew Weeks lost 2 spots. He's now 3rd. Zach Rogers running in 4th in points with Husby running 5th. So still anybody's guess here tonight how this is going to shape out. But Rogers is 6 points behind Carrington in the championship and 6/10 ahead of DJ Weeks Jr. out on track. So it looks like these top 3 getting a bit of a breakaway. They are about a ½ second ahead of Fitzsimmons, who can see the 3 drivers relatively linked up in front of him. Fitzsimmons in a good spot as well. He's 1.5 seconds ahead of Vandermeed, who has once again linked up with his teammate Silvers, who runs 6th. As now looks like the top 3 bunching up a little bit more, as Fitzsimmons has closed the gap to Husby now to just a ½ second. Fitzsimmons in the 06 Subway and Bass Pro Shop sponsored ARCA car. Let's go a little bit further back where things are still dicey. So you see somebody tag the outside wall, almost looked like McAllister in the AAA machine. Maybe gave it a wall tap. McAllister right on the back of Silvers in the number 17 machine. But there's David Tooker in the 83 on the low line. Oh, McAllister with a big blink there. It's the last thing that he wants as he is side by side with Tooker. Matthew Weeks with a big moment again, tagging that outside wall. Saw the same thing from McCorkle earlier on the race, so drivers already battling with tire wear this evening. But so far, we're going to keep it green. Speaking of McCorkle, still holding on to a 6th place spot, although he is down 4 positions. And he's got Silvers, Tooker, Kennedy, McAllister, Tucker all behind him. Oh, right as we say that, McCorkle on the outside wall once more. That's going to allow Silvers another position. Moving up into 6th. Tooker is going to follow, and I believe Kennedy in the double A machine is going to attempt that as well. Bit of a meat grinder going on right around that 10th place spot. About 6 or 7 drivers separated by a half second. We're focused on Tucker in the 99 machine. Yes, that's a Malware Bites sponsored race car. He is up 14 positions so far tonight, starting way out in the back, but now the caution will come out. I think Weeks may have been involved in that one. We didn't see it on the crash report, but we see him dropping down the standings. Yeah, he got edged or got a little bit pushed around there as the field checks up around him. That will be our first caution of the night. 15 laps in, with Zach Rogers leading those opening 15. Let's see a large portion of the field coming down pit road early on, about 18th place back, opting to come in. It looks like, trying to see it, we see several drivers with long pit stops. I'm not sure if maybe they had some damage from tagging the wall or what the issue may be. But Weeks, Nadel, Hill, Martin, Fescannon, and Greg Carr all in for 30-plus second stops. McGronigal and Alex Carr in and out around 16 seconds. Green and Delph may have just taken fuel, possibly right sides. They're out in less than 8 seconds. So already seeing some drivers doing something different, trying to get off cycle. Now, most of the drivers are on the same tire strategy, at least so far in the top 17, so I think the restart should be good here. As let's send them back out here at Kansas. Rogers with another great start. Stuck in behind him. And look at that, Husby once again on the inside line. He's got Fitzsimmons on the high line. Fitzsimmons takes a peek at the middle, but he's not going to have the run he's looking for to make anything happen. But these drivers know sometimes after a restart, the best time to make some big moves, as Fitzsimmons continues to take a peek in between Husby and Weeks, running second and third. Looks like Weeks securing second place a little while longer. Fitzsimmons on the high line. Right behind them, two teammates, Vandermeed and Silver, side by side into 3 and 4. But keep an eye out as Rhett Tucker in the 99 Malware Bites machine. He's already up 17 spots. Now we've got the field bunched back together, and he may be able to make some big moves. But you've also got David Tucker in the 83 machine who's there as well. Those are some very fast drivers. We've seen great results from all these guys in the past. Up a little bit ahead of this battle, Silvers and Vandermeed are linked up. Rhett Tucker in the 99 trying to make his way around the two teammates. As now Tucker is going to try down low. Here comes Andrew McGonigal as well in the 94 machine. Line up the inside line next to Silvers. This will be your battle for 6th. As McGonigal gets the spot nice and clear there. As McGonigal still making moves. Now he is one of the few drivers I think took 4 tires. And you're seeing just how valuable it has been to make that call early on here tonight. McGonigal up 7 spots, started in 10th. And now he's very quickly into a podium spot. And I think he's going to put a little bit of a gap there on Fitzsimmons, Husby, Vandermeed, Silvers, Tucker, who are all in mass, but they are on their original set of tires. Now McGonigal is going to hope with everything he's got that this run continues going green as he starts to catch up to DJ Weeks Jr. And the number 97 machine running second out on track. You can see Zach Rogers out front, who's led, I believe, every lap so far this evening. Now if we go green, that means Rogers and Weeks running first and second, about halfway their fuel window. McGonigal will, in theory, be able to go an extra 15 laps after making the call to come down pit road, and what a call it has been. As McGonigal in his number 94 machine takes over second place from Weeks. And now he's going to put the hammer down, try and close that 6/10 advantage that Zach Rogers has out front. Here comes McGonigal looking for the race lead. He's right behind Rogers. And McGonigal with those 15-lap newer tires looks to the inside line against the GMB back number 4. And the number 94 will take the lead here on lap 26 of the Kansas 200. Now again, McGonigal's going to hope with everything he has, this thing can go green for at least a fuel stop. He made it about halfway to a fuel stop. without seeing the caution come out, or more aptly I should say before the caution came out. As McGonigal quickly putting a half-second advantage to Zach Rogers. Let's go a little bit further back in the field, where you're going to have a heated frenzy for fifth, really for fourth, as you've got Fitzsimmons, Vandermeed, Silvers, Husby, Tucker, Hall, Carrington, Kennedy, all in the fray. Back that camera angle out just a little bit. There's Carrington in front of Hall and Kennedy, hinting at some three-wide action. I think the driver's opted, you know what, let's play it safe and not get involved in that one. Hard charger of the night, still Tucker in the 199 or 99 as his truck is painted. He's up 17 spots, running 7th on track, right behind Silvers and Vandermeed. Tucker racing with Spirit of Daytona. He's right behind the three cornerstone drivers, of Fitzsimmons, Vandermeed, and Tucker. Vandermeed, Fitzsimmons, and Silvers. As Tucker looks to the inside line of Silvers, able to get the spot nice and tidy. Got, I believe, about 19 laps before you're going to see a whole big portion, about 17, 18 drivers out on track, come down pit road where they'll be forced to take fuel. But going back out front, Andrew McGonigal not having any issues after his lap 15 pit stop during that caution. Has gained 9 spots and very quickly put a 1.2 second advantage over Rogers. So surely McGonigal knows at this point his closest competition that came in lap 15 is Wyatt Nadel. He's running 14th. So there are 13 drivers behind the 94 that will have to come down pit road 15 laps earlier than McGonigal. So I think what we're going to see here is McGonigal go into a tire saving mode, a fuel saving mode. He's trying to click off laps. He doesn't have anything to gain by setting a record-breaking time here. And that clean air on the front of the 94 may make his life a little bit easier. Let's go further back into the field, as this is the 3-car battle for 8th. Husby, Carrington, Kennedy, and all right behind in the 87. Kennedy trying to make a move on Carrington, but it's tough to build up that momentum here late into a tire run. Oh, here we go. Kennedy looks to the inside line. But who's going to have the drive out of turn 2? Kennedy not quite clear just yet of the number 9's nose. Carrington will back out of it slightly and try again on the high line. Things changing up front as well, as Vandermeed and Silvers have gotten around their British teammate Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons crawls back to 7th. Meanwhile, Tucker now up 20 positions into the top 5, sitting soundly in 4th. He will be chased by Vandermeer, the number 7. You can see Tucker on the bottom of your screen there, the bright blue 99 machine. As this is some fairly clean, great racing from our competition here this evening. Let us know, as always, who you're cheering for, as the drivers always appreciate it. If they're not already listening here tonight, they go back and watch the broadcast and they can see the chat light up for them. Now I'm not, oh, we get a report Matthew Weeks is done and out of the evening. Weeks, who started off 7th, has sent it back to the virtual hauler after almost 9 minutes in his pit stall, trying to get that number 11 machine repaired after getting rear-ended for that lap 15 incident. So hate to see it for Weeks, who's been very, very strong this season. And unfortunately, he was 3rd in points for tonight. So that is not what he was looking for as the season gets ready to wind to a close. Another top 5 driver in points, Mike Husby, trying to get around Silvers in the 17 machine. But Silver's going to stay in his teammate's draft here. And that may be an uphill battle for Husby, as he's kind of sandwiched between some cornerstone drivers. Fitzsimmons down pit road for what I assume is a green flag stop. One of the very first drivers we're seeing do that. So was that for tires, or was that more so for fuel? As Silvers and Vandermeer go side by side in the battle for 5th. Now, this won't allow them any favors when it comes to catching up to Tucker, who's worked his way all the way up into 4th after qualifying 24th so far this evening. And look at this, Vandermeer's going to come down pit road as well. Very interesting. Brett Tucker getting some love from the fans, who's up those 20 spots. Just talking about Tucker. Looks like he's about 7/10 back from 3rd place, DJ Weeks Jr. As your current race leader, Andrew McGonigal, seems to be checking out almost 2.5 seconds ahead of Zach Rogers, our pole setter. Now Silvers is going to come down pit road. I find this very interesting to see the 3 teammates on different pit strategies here tonight. Every driver coming in on a separate lap. As we check back in with Zach Rogers, still running a strong 2nd, down 1 spot from where he started, but on his original set of tires. So when will Rogers have to come down pit road as he continues to stay out on the track? The top 3 very stretched out. Pan the camera back to McGonigal, who's going to start putting some drivers a lap down. There's McAllister, who had a lap 39 pit stop. He's going to try and stay at just 1 lap down at this point. No, I take that back. I think McAllister's down 2 laps. Kyle Hall comes down pit road. Very interesting to see so many different drivers on different pit strategies here this evening. Now, the last thing a lot of these drivers, especially McGonigal, wants to see here, actually, I take that back. McGonigal may not mind a caution, as that's going to put, I believe, about 6 or 7 drivers down a lap. As even more drivers starting to cycle in. McGonigal, your race leader, he came down on lap 15, getting a little bit off cycle from the rest of the field. Rogers, Tucker, Weeks, Husby, rounding out the top 5. They are still on their original set of tires. So expecting them to come down in the next few laps as McGonigal stays out front, keeps clicking off times here. Now just Rogers running second and Tucker running third. Off to stay out. Weeks has come down pit road. Wyatt Nadel in fourth. He also drove down pit road on lap 15 under caution. So, oh, look at that. Was Tucker in the wall? What? Not quite sure what was happening there. All over the brakes. So Tucker comes down pit road. That's just going to leave Zach Rogers in second. And David Tucker in fourth, still out on those original tires. You've also got Justin Ray and Cody McCorkle opting to stay out till the very tail end of this run. So Aiden McGonigal has to be extremely happy with the call he made, as now Rogers comes down pit road for his green flag stop. Will Tucker and the 83 machine follow suit? Rogers and Ray down pit road. Tucker, McCorkle, the only 2 drivers out on track, still on that original set. Tucker is going to come down pit road on lap 51. Will McCorkle follow, because they've really stretched out the limit here? McCorkle staying out for yet another lap in that number 2 machine. And this is going to put Andrew McGonigal 10.6 seconds ahead of Wyatt Nadel in second, as we pull up the live timing screen on the left side of your TVs. Letting you see where your favorite driver is after these pit stops are starting to cycle through. Best Cannon coming down pit road for what will be his second stop. We go back to McGonigal and kind of letting you appreciate there are 7 drivers on the lead lap after just 52 laps so far. And I think we may whittle that down to 6. As Fess Cannon on pit road getting his machine service, getting ready to go back out there. As there is some traffic ahead of your race leader, Andrew McGonigal, but he may be relatively fortunate. That lap traffic may be able to hold on to the gas and maybe actually put a gap in the 94, because he's been out there a relatively long time, but we're expecting him to go about 15 more laps before he has to come down pit road for another fuel stop. Now, if McGonigal can make it to about lap 82, 83, he should be good to go to the end on that last tank of gas. Making it a two-stop race. Brad Delph coming down pit road. Look how few drivers on the lead lap here at Kansas. McGonigal in a spectacular spot in that 94 machine. Still just about 11 seconds ahead of Wyatt Nadel. 25 seconds ahead of Robert Hill Jr. And we've got 3 drivers on the lead lap. Not even to the halfway mark, ladies and gentlemen. Just about 11 laps left to go before we get to that halfway mark. And again, 3, count them, 3 drivers on the lead lap. McGonigal, Nadel, Hill, who all opted to come in on lap 15 under caution. Seems to be working out well for him, but now here comes Zach Rogers, who's going to start to try and unlap himself. After his lap 49 pit stop at number 4, he slides up the inside line, getting to the very tail end of the lead lap. Now, I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out for McGonigal. I believe his next pit stop was going to have to be around that lap 65 mark, judging by the fuel runs we saw out of the rest of the field. And that's going to put him more than a little short, almost about 15, 20 laps short to make it till the end. Again, based on the numbers we've seen so far, and that could all get thrown out the window with a late race caution. As now Nadel in second, the 04 machine comes down pit road for his second stop of the night. There goes Fitzsimmons in the 06 Subway machine getting back on the lead lap. Nadel has just got into his pit stall. I'm assuming he's going to take 4 tires here, as now Vandermeet and Silvers are going to try and get their lap back from the 94. McGonigal up 9 spots from where he started tonight. Second place driver Robert Hill Jr. up 14 spots. But how will this strategy affect the drivers here tonight? There goes DJ Weeks Jr. around the race leader up the inside line. Just ahead of him, the 2 teammates, Silvers and Vandermeet, side by side, and a battle for 5th. McGonigal seeing a lot of drivers work their way around as he is very late into his fuel and tire run here. That's Kyle Hall, the number 87 machine, running 8th. Getting on the lead lap. And this is going to be exciting. Who is that locked up? That was Vandermeet in the 7. Putting on a bit of a smoke show. Was he the cause of that caution? Yes, he was. Getting tagged. Getting involved with DJ Weeks Jr. Weeks with a hard hit in the outside wall. We're going to try and get a different camera angle on that. and see what exactly happened. Weeks is taking a tow back to pit road. And let's see what exactly happens. What was that? Looks like Weeks just came up the track. Try and get a better angle. I'm curious to see if Vandermeed came down. Hands. So watch this. You've got Vandermeed on the high line, Weeks on the outside line. I think both drivers just came together there. Watching that one once more. So what I'm looking at is the lanes. You can see Vandermeed starting to come down, but at the same time, Weeks came up, and two different drivers trying to occupy the same spot usually doesn't ever bode well. And both drivers taking some damage from our open group drone shot here tonight. So that'll be our second caution of the evening. McGronigal, Fitzsimmons, and Silvers comes down pit road. Hey, that's good news for McGronigal. He did not want to have to come down under green flag conditions. He'll be rejoining the track in 4th place. But with our second caution of the night, Rogers, looks like he went for a bit of a fake out there. He opts to stay out. He came in lap 49. Vandermeed and Carrington come down pit road. So that's going to put your top 3. Rogers, Tucker, McGronigal, Fitzsimmons, and I believe Silvers will be your top 5. We're going to try and re-rack them here at Kansas. It will be Rogers and Tucker on the front row. Look at the big moves from Tucker in the 99. He's up 22 spots. Fitzsimmons and McGronigal will be your second row. Silvers and Hall, your third row. Let's get ready to send them back out here. Did not see a report from race control, so it may have been deemed a racing incident. And let's get ready once more. The green flag is out, and away they go. Rogers with a great launch. Tucker right behind. Here's Fitzsimmons on the outside line. As McGonigal wants to get back up front, he's way down on the yellow. Oh, a little bit three-wide action at Kansas. There's Fitzsimmons on the high line. Tucker in the middle. McGonigal way down low. And this is the type of racing we like to see. McGonigal, Tucker, Fitzsimmons. You've got Silvers, Hall, Vandermeet all in the fray here. Rogers has about a 6, caught a 17th advantage over McGonigal, who's already working his way back up front, but we just saw somebody off track. That was Silvers. Oh my goodness, body parts everywhere. And massive amount of damage as the big one is out on lap 69. Trying to see who's all tied up in that one. It's going to be a few. Back that camera angle up. I want another shot at that one. Another case of drivers bumping and weaving. Silvers looked where nobody was. Gets tipped by Hall. But watch, this is where it's going to get violent. He comes back on the track, and then the carnage starts. The drivers piling in. And the hits just keep coming. Silvers, Shutters, Green, Best Cannon, all showing involved in that one. Nick Terrell also with an off-track excursion. What happened to Terrell here? Look at the dodging from Terrell. Well done. Or look. That is not the camera angle we're looking for. We're on board with Nick Terrell. Here's the call-outs. He's heavy on the brakes. Look at all the gaps he had to go through there. Keeping that number 81 machine nice and clean. So well done to Terrell. That'll be our third caution of the night, just past that halfway mark. We're going to run a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of the All-American ARCA series. We are back where it's going to be Rogers and McGonigal on the front row. Fitzsimmons, Hall, your second row. Vandermeet and Husby, your third row. As we continue on eye-pacing conditions here tonight at Kansas. lap 60 caution being deemed a racing incident. No drivers found at fault for that one. Let's get ready and try it once more. 2 penalties. Number 48 will receive a drive-through for an illegal lane change. And the number 17 will receive an EOL for a crash with the 87 for that lap 68. Yellow, so getting some updates from race control this evening. That'll be Kyle Green, who's already left the raceway. But I don't think he'll be serving that penalty. Green flag is out. Away goes Rogers. Looks like McGonigal did not have a good start as he's going to get split on both sides by 15 and all. Not a good start for McGonigal, but we know he has long run pace. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out, as he will slot in behind the number 87 machine of Kyle Hall. Husby has the checkup heavily, and the number 6 that allows McGonigal, Vandermeet, and Tucker by. As up front, Zach Rogers has pulled a 7th advantage to Fitzsimmons looking for a career best finish here tonight, as he's currently 2nd on track, but he's got Kyle Hall right behind him. And I heard some body work getting scraped behind these drivers. Not quite sure where it was, but Fitzsimmons, his career best so far this season was an 8th way back at Las Vegas. And he's looking for a top 5, if not a podium here this evening. Kyle Hall still tucking in behind the 06. You can see the field for the most part getting single file. Now Rogers out front has to be happy, cruising right along the number 4 machine. But you've still got McGonigal in 4th. Hard Charger Tucker sitting in 5th, up 19 positions with just over 50 some odd laps left to go. I still think anything can happen here. But what's very interesting is Rogers hold on to that race lead despite being on a about 12 lap, 13 lap older tires than Fitzsimmons. We pan to your race leader in the number 4 machine, but you can see Fitzsimmons and Hall closing the gap. Oh, here comes Fitzsimmons creeping on up. Kyle Hall into third, working his way around Tucker. As let's see, will Fitzsimmons start to close the door here? Getting closer and closer, just 4/10 back from the number 4. You see that back right tire protesting the effort out of Fitzsimmons through 3 and 4, but he's using those slightly newer tires to his advantage. But keep an eye on Red Tucker in the 99. He came in on lap 70, but we've got problems further back. Robert Hill Jr. showing as off the raceway. Trying to rejoin as safely as he can as Alex Bander is right next to him, as well as Justin Ray working his way through. And it's about to be a 3-car rodeo for the race lead. And no tragedy strikes with the race leader. Fitzsimmons goes around. Tucker also off track. Kyle Hall involved in that one. And we're going to bring out another caution, and we're going to have some upset racers here. Let's see what happened. Fitzsimmons gets a little bit loose and just comes down across the bow of Tucker. Ooh, and then look at that. Kyle Hall gets obliterated. Andrew McGronigle involved in that. Going to watch that one once more. Here's the initial incident between Tucker and Fitzsimmons. I think Fitzsimmons just came down there. Then pan the camera back to Kyle Hall. Look at this. As everybody checking out, McGronigle gets tagged by traffic, and unfortunately they both go into the wall. And McGronigle takes a tow back to pit road. He may be done for the evening here. Now Zach Rogers, your race leader, has taken this opportunity to come down, grab 4 fresh tires, as Vandermeet and Delfstar continue to stay out here. Now, I believe Rogers should be good to go to the end. This is only his 2nd caution of the night. Again, this is I believe it's our 3rd caution of the evening. 4th, excuse me. So Tucker, Vandermeed, your front row. Delph, Carrington, your second row. Friedler and Ray will be your third row. That top 5, top 10 continues to change here tonight. But as the race wears on, starting to see a few more cautions starting to come to fruition. Let's try this again here at Kansas. As we get them gridded up, double file, waiting for that iRacing safety car to come down pit road. Race car is in. And away they go here for the Kansas 200. Drivers had to be mindful to hold their line until they cross the start-finish line. And Tucker, looking like he wants to get some laps led in the 99. He's up 23 spots. He came in on lap 7. He took 4 fresh tires, a full tank of gas. He's already put a 6/10 gap over Vandermeed. Vandermeed has Brad Delph, Casey Carrington right behind them. And you can see a little bit further back, John Friedler, all sorts of in the mix here as he's got Tucker on his inside line. Also getting chased by Rogers, McCorkle, Ray. You got Alex Carr there, Justin Ray, Alex Mann, Mike Husby, Wyatt Nadel. That is a massive pack of fast drivers as we go 3 wide again. McCorkle looked like he was right in the middle of it in that number 2 machine. And a little bit further ahead, looks like Carrington with the screws to Delph in the number 7. Delph gonna hold on to it and try and reel in Vandermeed in the number 7 machine. But man, look at the pace out of Tucker. Coming back out of retirement, putting the hammer down. As Delph all over the back of the number 7. Now he is on 7-lap newer tires than Vandermeed, and that could very well be the difference. We're watching Delph try and work the inside line against the number 7 of Vandermeed. Looks like he may have it going into turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, behind him, Tucker and Rogers battling, as well as Carrington. But do these guys have enough time? I think Tucker is still going to show about 15 laps short on fuel. I think somebody such as Tucker, such as Rogers, or maybe McCorkle, who all came in a lap 82 inside the top 10, if we can go green. I know that's a huge ask here, but if we do, they may be able to make it till the end and maybe win something on strategy. Delph securely up into second. Here comes Tooker into third as well. Zach Rogers right behind. Now Tooker, Rogers running inside the top 5, running third and fourth. They are on 12-lap tires, as well as McCorkle in fifth, who's been working his way slowly up towards the front. And again, those are the drivers we think there's a slight chance they can make it till the end on fuel, but right now, Tooker taking advantage of those fresh rubbers underneath him, crawling up into second. He's now up 7 positions, as Tucker only 3/10 ahead of Tooker in the 83 machine. Last time by, Tooker 4/10 faster than your race leader. But if Tooker, Rogers, and McCorkle start to battle too much here, it'll slow down the pace. As no, Rogers says, I've got different plans. I'm going for the race lead here. Your fastest qualifier on the inside line, side by side with Tooker and the monster-backed 83 machine. And now Tucker is going to very quickly have his hands full with 2 drivers right behind on fresher tires. Rogers looks low. Tooker looks to get stuck slightly behind. Tucker has different plans as we go 3 wide coming out of 2. A little bit of contact there between Tooker and Rogers. Rogers able to hold on to it. A great save out of the number 4 machine, and the 3-car battle for the lead continues, as now McCorkle and Husby going to join the fray. Tucker doing everything he can to defend with those 12-lap older tires, but I don't think Rogers has any plans of backing off, working the inside line, 3 wide once more into turn 1. 5 drivers, 4 of which are on lap 82 tires. Tucker, who now shows himself in second on 12-lap olders, and 3 wide again. Rogers in the middle, Tooker way up high, but it's no, Tooker down low. And it's Tucker on the high line who's going to see that race lead taken away from him by Tooker in the 83. McCorkle moves up into second. Rogers now third, Vandermeer fourth. We have got a shootout on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. That was Rogers in the wall, tagging again with McCorkle. Husby evasive maneuvers through the infield. Tooker stretching his legs in the 83 machine as they try not to crash behind him. 3 wide once more. Husby, McCorkle, and now Robert Hill Jr. joining the party. Looks like McCorkle tags the outside wall. That's going to allow Robert Hill Jr. to make up a spot in the 05. Looks like McCorkle's got big problems. We see Sparks shooting off the number 2 machine. Something has gone terribly wrong on that front right. Not sure if he's got a cut tire or what, but sparking all the way through 3 and 4. Surely he'll have to come down pit road, or the car will magically fix itself. You gotta love iRacing. But we've got a battle for the lead about to unfold. Zach Rogers, the number 4, has caught up to Tooker and put about a 9/10 gap over Husby, Tucker, and Hill. But, and it's a big but, do these drivers have enough fuel to go to the end? It'll be 52 laps they need to make it happen from the time they came in on lap 82. Our race controller joining us in the spectators saying that was an absolute insane moment inside the top 5. Again, well done to the guys. Massive save. And Rogers, your pole setter, takes over the race lead once more for Tooker. But again, do these guys have enough fuel to make it all the way out? As it looks like Tooker has heavily backed off the pace in the 83. I wonder if he's going into fuel saving mode. Your top three drivers, Rogers, Tooker, Husby, all came in on their last pit stop was on lap 82. Robert Hill Jr. in the 05 machine, he's sitting in fourth, and an interesting spot to be in here. He should have 1 lap extra fuel compared to the top 4 drivers. "32 laps remaining here tonight." As Rogers has almost put a second gap on Tooker very quickly. Again, I think Tooker's in fuel saving mode, running 4/10 a lap slower than your race leader. Well, I thought Rogers may have been trying to put the pressure on Tooker to get that race pace going, but now I'm not so sure as Nadel and Hill go side by side, the battle for fourth. Vandermean will be the first driver in pit road for lap 104 for his final planned stop of the evening. The strategy tonight, going to be interesting to see what these top 3 drivers, once we figure out who they're going to be here at the end, how they decide on the strategy, or if everybody's just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. And now Tooker, who we think is in fuel saving mode, has company from Husby in the number 6. Husby looks to the inside line, but I think Tooker is going to have the momentum, as they are still side by side down the backstretch. That's going to make life a little bit easier, the start-finish line stretch, as that'll make life a little bit easier for Wyatt Nadel and the number 04 running fourth, with that big air bubble being popped by Husby and Tooker, who are side by side. It's going to allow the 04 a chance to catch up and maybe join the fray for a top 3. Meanwhile, Rogers checking out here, 1.8 seconds up over Husby and Tooker. As we once again pull up the live timing tower to the left side of your screen, we've got 20 drivers on the lead lap, and 5 drivers who got sent home early here with irreparable damage. And we're going to interrupt the party with a caution. Best Cannon showed off track. Not sure if he was tied up. He takes a tow. Oh, just edged into the back of McAllister. See that once more. Yep, just edged into the young Australian driver, tags the outside wall, and says, you know what, that's enough for me. Let's send it home for the evening. So that'll be our 5th caution of the night. Who is going to come down pit road for tires? Rogers, Husby, Tooker. Came in on lap 82. 2 stops so far. Wyatt Nadel in 4th has 4 pit stops to his name. I think the safe bet here is for Rogers to come down pit road, grab the remaining 4 sets he's got underneath him, and let's see if we can get a sprint race to the evening. So it looks like Kennedy in the number 88 opts to stay out. He last came in a lap 83. He's maybe willing to risk it here. He's had 5 pit stops so far. Other than that, everyone down pit road for what could be a wild shootout. Who's going to come out? Rogers out of the drivers who are down pit road. He'll be one of the fastest out, getting back with 14.58 seconds in his pit stall. Just enough time to take 4 tires, splash off on fuel, and he'll be good to go to the end here. And I believe that is his final set of tires he has taken. So we're going to get him gridded back up here. Kennedy, and I believe it'll be Rogers on the front row. Husby and Nadel, your second row. Tooker and Hill, your third row. Kennedy risking it all for the track position, thinking he can make it till the end on fuel, but he's got drivers all around him with 25 lap newer tires. Caution, 10 to breed caution. Let's see what Kennedy can do in the front spot as he very quickly gets on the gas. Let's see what Rogers can do after that. What I will assume be his final pit stop of the night. I think he's taken all the tires he can grab. But it's about to be a short run throwdown. Only 23 laps left to go here tonight at Kansas. As here comes Mike Husby, the number 6 machine. He's taking a peek at the inside line of Rogers, but he sees Kennedy there, backs out of it, goes high. We got somebody in the wall. That's McCorkle. Thank goodness the field got around there nice and clean. So that's going to give Rogers the race lead once more. Husby second, Tooker third. And Tooker looks like he's having a frantic battle with Robert Hill Jr. in the 05 machine. Now drivers will be good to go on fuel all the way out to the end. The big question is, can they risk the tractions? We've got something else going on further down the back, and oh, there's Justin Ray sliding up towards the wall. Parked in an inopportune position. Let's see what happened to him in the 38. As he continues to have problems. Let's back that up. Looks like Vandermeed might have been involved in that one. Oh no, it's further ahead. Vandermeed was taking evasive maneuvers. That's the 22 of Craig Martin, both getting together with Ray. Vandermeed goes way down low. And hey, well done to Ray, having the forethought to lock up those brakes, try and keep it off the wall. And if all else fails, avoid careening up into traffic. But that'll be our 6th caution of the night. And it's going to be less than 20 laps left to go here at Kansas. We'll try this again with Rogers and Husby on the front row. Tucker and Hill, your 2nd row. Tucker and Nadel, your 3rd row. A tough spot to be in for these drivers. They want to get the lead early on, but continuing to heat cycle these tires here at Kansas can't be good for the restart speeds. As I'm fairly certain and saying, whoever wins here tonight will be your new points leader going into round 13 next week. So a very important night. Rogers is starting up front. He's 4th in points. Husby, 2nd on track, 5th in points. David Tucker, 3rd on track, 2nd in points. And Robert Hill Jr. out there trying his best. He'll be restarting 4th. And he's still able to close some gap as he's 9th in points. So all eyes on Rogers, Husby, and Tucker here. As Casey Carrington, he'll be starting 9th. He's your points leader coming into tonight, but he's got to make some ground in that number 9 machine if he wants to hold on to the points lead following the checkered flag here this evening. Getting them gridded up. Double file once more. It's going to be 16 laps left to go for this restart. Everybody gridded up, double file. Rogers, Husby, the front row. Hill and Tucker, your second row. Tucker and Nadel, your third row. Base car is in. And away we go. Man, Rogers with a massive launch there. As Husby looks like he's going to hold on to the second place spot, but Tucker and Hill side by side right behind him. No, excuse me, that's Hill and Tucker in the 199. Tough when Tucker and Tucker get side by side on track for a broadcaster. Rogers out front, but very quickly getting chased. There's a little bit of contact there between Hill in the 05 and Tucker in the 99. And I believe that's why Nadel on the inside line as we go 3 wide. It's a broadcaster's nightmare. Nadel, Tucker, all side by side. As Husby and Rogers try and check out with less than 15 laps left to go. It's me 14 this time at the line. Tucker still side by side. You can even call it Tucker or Tucker, anybody's guess. Meanwhile, right behind them, Nadel looks at the inside line. He's next to Robert Hill Jr. Who's going to get the tongue twister third here? It looks like it's going to be Tucker in the 83, but Tucker in the 99 slots back to the inside line. Coming down the backstretch here at Kansas. Tucker in the all-black 83. Tucker in the 99 bright blue on the inside line, trying to get ahead of Tucker. Will Tucker get clear? Here's a big slide from the both of them. Tucker has to hold on to it, chasing it down the track after Tucker got very, very loose there out of 4. Inside line owned by Tucker, but Tucker tries the answer on the high line. Who's going to have the momentum here? It looks like it's going to be Tucker, able to squeeze through. Will he get clean and free of Tucker? Tucker down a quarter of a second to Tucker. Tucker trying to hold on to Husby, who's about 4 tenths ahead. As you look a little bit further back, about 8 tenths back, there's Nadel, Carrington, and Hill having their own 3 wide shenanigans. 12 laps left to go here at the Open Group Kansas 200. The top 5, an ever-changing landscape. Carrington, the number 9 machine, running 5th, our current points leader. Rogers out front has extended his gap to just about a second over Husby. Back up front, it looks like Tucker closing the gap to our Canadian driver, Mike Husby. We've got, I believe, 3 different Canadians out on track tonight. Husby, Hill, and Martin. A whole lot of Americans. 1 Englishman with Billy Fitzsimmons running 12th. 1 Aussie with McAllister running 14th. So good to see everybody coming out here tonight. Here comes Tucker, our hard charger. He's less than 2 tenths back from Husby, a full half second ahead of Tucker. As here comes Tucker looking to the inside line of Husby. Everybody on the same tire set, but Tucker not quite able to make it happen. Husby holds onto it, pulling once again a 3/10 advantage. As you can see, smoke billowing from pit road of the drivers. Had a bit of a rough go. We had 28 start. And we've got 20 still on the lead lap. Woody McCorkle leaves pit road after 9 minutes in his stall. And Tucker still all over the back of Husby. Here we go at the start-finish line. Tucker trying to work that inside angle. With this side-by-side, that's allowing Tucker to close the gap as well to less than 4/10. Looks like Tucker may get it here, but will he have the drive out of 2, or is Husby going to be able to drag race him down the backstretch? He will do exactly that in the number 6 machine. Still holding on to the second place spot. Now Rogers, your race leader, has not had a win since Las Vegas. You had to look way back to February 25th, the last time we saw the number 4 on the top spot of Victory Lane. Last week at Iowa, didn't have the luck he was looking for, bringing home a 7th place after leading 136 laps. Rogers looking for a little bit of redemption as Husby and Tucker still dicing it out. But here comes Tucker in the 83 machine as well. We're going to make it a 3-car party in the battle for second. Tucker takes over second place, but for how long? Because Husby, oh no, look at that. Tucker slides up in front of Husby. He's going to make it happen on the high line, carrying the speed down the back stretch. And now Husby answers back to the inside line. As it looks like Wyatt Nadel also joined the fray in the 04. 4 drivers all battling for second place here tonight, as Zach Rogers has checked out, ladies and gentlemen. So Tucker's going to squarely hold on to second. Meanwhile, Tucker, Nadel, and Husby having a 3-car tango for third. But as I say that, something's going on up ahead. There's smoke everywhere. And there was a big moment as now Wyatt Nadel's going to take over second place, edging out Tucker and Tucker side by side once more. Not sure where Nadel came from late in the run, but he is on the gas and trying to make it happen. Tucker and Tucker right behind him, battling for third and fourth, as well as Husby. And here comes Carrington as well to join the fray. It's going to be 2 laps left to go as Zach Rogers crosses the line. And it is anybody's guess here what's going to happen, as you've got 5 drivers all trying to squeeze themselves into the remaining 2 spots on the podium. Nadel definitely has some late race speed here. Tucker gonna follow in right behind him. We're all watching with bated breath here. The white flag is out for Zach Rogers, a 3.6-second lead, as Nadel and Tucker continuously battling for second here tonight. Neither driver trying to yield or willing to yield. As will we see a last-ditch effort from Tucker. He's been racing so clean tonight in the 99 machine. The checkered flag is out. Zach Rogers wins his second race of the season. And it's going to be Wyatt Nadel bringing it home in second in the line, followed by Rhett Tucker. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, what a fun race to call. And well done to Rogers, bringing home his second win of the season. As the gang gets together to celebrate there, great racing amongst everybody. Rogers, a very well-liked driver throughout the field. Fans like him. broadcasters like him. Even the other racers like him. Carrington, the number 9 machine, paying his salute to the number 4. Taking an alternative way back to pit road. And then Zach Rogers going to burn it down here tonight at Kansas. A well-deserved win. Zach Rogers enjoying the limelight in the Jim Beam back number 4 machine. I don't know how much rubber was left on those rears following the completion of 134 laps, but Rogers gonna get his money's worth out of them. As we begin to get these drivers up here into victory lane for their podium interview speech. We've got Rogers. We're waiting on Nadel and Tucker. And Rogers is going to get accompanied by his friend Robert Hill Jr. in the 05 machine as they go nose to nose, burning it down for the fans. Well done. We saw some great racing up front, a little bit of door-to-door actions. As very well done to Rogers as well, picking up his very second win of the season. Great racing, and Robert Hill Jr., another likable guy as well. Hill finished 15 tonight. He had some early run pace, but wasn't able to quite get up there as quick as he wanted to. And they continue the burnout celebrations here tonight. We're going to wait about 20 more seconds for Tucker. Otherwise, we're going to have to skip him here and go to Nadel. As you hear the magic smoke come out. There we go. I think we've got, no, we don't. We've got Robert Hill Jr. join the waiting room. So, unfortunately, the show must go on. As let's ready to bring these drivers up here into victory lane. Up first, we've got Wyatt Nadel bringing home a second, up 12 spots in the 04 machine. Wyatt, great run from start to finish, and that was some action-packed laps we were seeing there towards the end.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm sweating profusely. That was a lot of fun, racing with those guys, racing Robert on that restart, racing the 9. I believe Husby, Tucker. It was a lot of fun. I didn't have enough laps to reel in the winner, Zach, but man, that was a good. I hope it was exciting on the broadcast.
It was a lot of fun to watch, and we saw some door-to-door action, some big saves, some big moments. And I know you said you're a little bit exhausted after that one. How many times did you think during that race, oh no, it's all over?
Well, I got a lot of damage early on that lap 16 wreck. I clipped the 11, I believe, and I got that repaired. Long run was going. I was doing good, but too many saves and too many of my self-mistakes didn't get me up to the front when I needed to be.
Well, Wyatt, great run tonight. Good to have you back up here. A very hard-fought and well-deserved second. Who do you want to give a shout to that helped you get up here this evening?
I want to thank Bobby Bailey, Cody McCorkle, the whole crew, the whole team, Robert Hill for helping me out a lot. Man's awesome. That's pretty much everybody. I really appreciate you up in the booth. Thank you.
Well, my pleasure, Wyatt. A good time talking to you. We don't get to do it enough, and hope to see you build off this momentum in the remaining few rounds this season.
All right. Thank you, James.
Thank you, sir. That was Wyatt Nato bringing home the second up 12 spots. But the man, the myth, the legend, Zach Rogers started on pole. Looked like it got hairy throughout the run, but you're able to start the race in first and most importantly, end it in first.
Man, I knew it was going to be sketchy these last few races, but I was not expecting anything like that. That was fun, though. I had a really good time.
Yeah, second win of the season for you. It's been a long time since Las Vegas. You're able to pick up that win at least in the number 4 machine. So what was the expectation tonight? I mean, you were obviously fast in practice, the fastest in qualifying, but how did you think the race was going to go after you kind of showed what you had in the back pocket?
I knew what to expect. I knew it was going to be a top feeder based on our last race here in season 1. Yeah, I knew it was going to come down to qualifying, which was why I wasn't fastest. Actually, it was actually Wyatt who he had in here before. But I ended up finding a little speed late in the practice, which I think helped me qualify well. I knew that was going to be really important because it was going to be really hard to pass. But even in the late run, I mean, I'm guess differing tire strategies kind of helped
Yeah.
guys be able to pass midway through the race and even later in the race. So that was kind of a surprise to me. But I'm just glad it all really worked out.
Now, Zach, talking about those alternative strategies we were seeing out there, were you happy with your decision to come in early in the race, or were you kind of looking at everybody else either doing the undercut, going the overcut, and were you kind of thinking, is this a good call or not?
I was happy coming in when I did. What I wasn't happy with was, I think, a caution or two after that. I noticed everybody came in and topped up on gas, which I didn't even think to do at the time. So that really had me sweating pretty much the whole midway through the race. But thankfully, the cautions played out to where I could come in and top off when I needed to and get some fresh tires, and that really helped me in the long run.
Well, Zach, good to have you up here as always. That was a lot of fun to watch. You guys were bumping and banging, but a lot of trust out there amongst the top 5. Now, before I let you sign off, you've got the privilege, the pleasure, my friend. Who do you want to give a shout out to that helped you get up here in victory lane?
Well, first and foremost, Robert Hill sent me a message. I haven't looked at the points. I'm not entirely sure, but he says that he believes that this win helped clinch the team championship, which is that's the case. I couldn't have done it without any of my teammates. David Tooker's been outstanding all season. Matthew Weeks, same thing. And even Robert, without him, this whole thing wouldn't have gotten put together. And yeah, just big shout out to them. Shout out to Mike Husby. He ran well tonight for, again, painting this car. It really helps to have a pretty race car when you're doing well. And just thanks to everybody for coming out here, showing up. Thanks for putting it on. You know, everybody's a part of this.
Well said, Zach. Congratulations again, my friend. And I don't know for certain on the team championship, but I do know, I believe you're the new points leader going into the next round of the season. So wishing you the best of luck. Hope to see you keep that momentum, and always a great time talking to you, my friend.
Thanks, James. Hopefully see you again soon.
Thank you, sir. That was Zach Rogers, your race winner, but we're going to throw a bit of an audible and cycle back to third place, Rhett Tucker, our hard charger. Rhett, great race there out tonight, up 21 spots, rejoining the series, and not a bad start to it.
What's up, Jim Bob? How's it going, brother?
Well, man, good to talk to you again. Been too long, and what a great run out there this evening.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it was a last minute deal. Old boy Andy McGonigal and Kyle Hall said, "You want to come run some ARCA cars at Kansas?" I said, "Hell yeah!" So that went pretty well.
The Rhett showing up relatively cold, not a lot of seat time with some of the drivers, or at least not a lot of seat time recently for a lot of the guys. How did you know who to go out there and who to push with, who to trust, and who to maybe give a little bit of extra space to?
I was kind of, I was about to say, I tried to give everybody a lot of space, but that would have been a lie. There are a few guys up front. I was racing pretty close, holding them down, or staying above the apron, hoping they wouldn't wipe me. I got involved in an incident earlier. Somebody just assumed that I was going to go on the apron, and they were wrong. I hope I didn't mess anybody's championship run up or anything. I just came to have some fun. That was a blast.
Well, it looked like a lot of fun from my point of view, and I know we're running a little bit over the time here. So, Rhett, who do you want to give a shout-out to tonight that was cheering you on? Because there was a few fans in attendance rooting for you in that Malware Bites Mustang.
You guys for doing this killer broadcast. I need to come race some more. Kyle and Andy for inviting me out here. Malware Bites. Yeah, and 213 Simware, and everybody else that helps put this together. Everybody that watches. Thank you.
Awesome, Rhett. Always a good time talking to my friend. We don't do it enough. Congratulations on a great finish tonight.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, sir. That was Rhett Tucker bringing it home in third, but what a great evening all the way around where Zach Rogers, we get confirmation, has taken over the points lead heading around 13 next week on behalf of the Open Group, the All-American ARCA Series, as well as Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for tuning in, spending a Friday night with us, and we will see you same time, same place next week. Have a great night, everybody.